la.
Tra la 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 la.
Ben, Dylan, Jake, Tanner, Ryder,
Oh, thank you.
Super Smash Bros. Miiverse!
All right, here we are, back again on Smash Mouth. Ryder, you're back from Ashburn, Virginia, where you just checked out that Under-Five Invitational, right?
Yeah, yes, I am. That's the Under-Five Invitational is the last major tournament for our next patch here. So it's good to go out there and see the new players, see some new faces.
Right, they're adding new characters in soon. We suspect that's speculation, but there's pretty good evidence. We'll talk about that coming up. But so this is a big deal. This is like our last chance to see, with this version of the game, how the kids are doing.
Yeah, it was really great to see Charizard go out and give his best performance.
You're talking about the matchup against Albert Samu, right?
Yeah. Albert Samu brought a really good little Mac to the table, and Charizard's Pikachu was really on point.
I think that Samu is really advancing the meta in an interesting way. Like, I think that most people think of Sonic Blaze It as being sort of the forefront of progressing this meta, but there is some really interesting stuff in there with the cruise dashing and stuff.
And you can't undersell the mind games. I mean, LDAP, we watched that match and neither player moved. It was LDAP against Pac-Man Girl, and it starts up and you just, who's going to be the first one to blink? Who's going to be the one to say chicken and go for it?
I was on the edge of my seat right up until the stalemate. It was intense.
But LDAP did finally, in the end, start hitting some buttons and making a few things happen.
It was a really crazy sudden death round. Like, as
Right.
soon as it went into that, like...
Yeah, it's just not often at the tournament level where you see self-destruct is not usually the way these things end, but that really did drive the score in that sudden death.
My opinion on that, it looked like, they self-destructed and lost the match, but I feel like because that had happened in the last tournament these two faced, that he's conditioning him to think that he's just gonna fall off the edge every time, and in a more important tournament later, come back and win it when he's not expecting it.
Mm-hmm. And so who ultimately did come home with the big gold prize?
Hoover, actually. He snuck in from behind, and he actually did 2 or 3 wave dashes just right around him. It was
So wave dashing's back.
Yeah, it's back in a big way. It was impressive.
Dutch Villager really didn't stand a chance with all of that crazy things going on.
She tried her darndest and was unsuccessful.
Hoover it's amazing to see the progress of Hoover, because last year it seemed like Hoover just didn't understand the rules, and this year you're seeing an understanding that's very unlike any of the other players who were down in Ashburn.
When you see somebody go from barely holding the controller and mashing buttons to just being at the top of their game, it's inspirational, really.
It is, and it's an upset for a lot of those other players, I have to imagine. Let's not forget that for every winner, there are a lot of, let's call them not winners.
I lost a lot of money.
And can we talk about just the behavior of the players? I know this isn't part of the tournament itself, but just the way they were behaving. I mean, just grow up, you guys.
Yeah, what's that like in person? I mean, you were there with the sights and the sounds and the smells.
It was a little sticky, honestly, at times. When old Manadorf lost his match, there was definitely a bit of a tantrum, and that was pretty unprofessional. Hard to watch at that point.
Did this tantrum start before or after he lost?
It was, once you saw the match, that the tide of the match was turning, he was down to his last stock, you could see the waterworks coming.
I have to say, though, moving forward, who I'm really looking forward to seeing in Barcelona is Green Mario, definitely. far and away.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz around Green Mario.
Definitely an up-and-comer, in my experience. If I was to pick out one player who could take tournament after tournament in maybe a year, I'd pick Green Mario. I don't think this year they're quite ready, but soon, for sure.
But, I mean, it's going to have to be soon. He's getting up there in age.
That's true. He's going to run up against that very
Right.
soon.
I mean, the sad thing about any kind of athleticism like Super Smash Brothers is that there's such a finite range where you qualify, and first grade looms for a lot of these players. But like I said, we are coming up on hopefully a new version. We expect that to be in the works. October 3rd was the final day of the Smash Brothers poll. That's been running since March, I think.
Yeah.
April, March. It was right after one of the Nintendo Directs, where that was the reveal of Ryu as a new downloadable character. But hopefully you've all cast your vote. Let's go around. Who were your votes?
I definitely put in for Midna. She is probably the most interesting character to me out of any Mario game.
You know, I've done a lot of analyzing of characters and, you know, how many heavy characters do we have in there versus how many light characters? What about like mobility? And then also analyzing the franchises on, you know, who is kind of due for a character. And at this point, you can probably tell who I voted for. And I voted for Minecraft Steve because I feel like the Minecraft franchise is just, it's pretty underrepresented in the Smash Brothers. I think, you know, he could have a lot of cool stuff like putting blocks and like picking up blocks and breaking blocks. But he could really bring a fresh face to this meta.
Well, what do you think about the Nintendo Microsoft thing there? Because that's like way across groups here. I mean, I guess we have had Solid Snake in the past, but Snake wasn't owned by PlayStation. It was owned by Konami. Konami, right?
Yeah, it's Konami.
And,
Back when they used to make video games, yeah.
yeah, but now Mojang is owned by Microsoft.
If anyone is going to build a bridge between Microsoft and Nintendo, can we say that it'll be Minecraft Steve?
And actually, we did just get Minecraft Story Mode. Just came out on Wii U. So it's not unprecedented. It's not a crazy thing to think that this could happen. Phil Spencer, is that who I'm thinking, has been out on Twitter making some very nice comments about, like, just complimenting Nintendo, just saying they're in a different market than Microsoft. They don't really see them as a competitor, which is maybe the most snide shade you can throw, but it also, there's an illusion of friendliness, and maybe that could be exploited for gain. Maybe we can get Steve to finally show up as the fans want, the fans demand.
The shade is delicious, might I say. Ooh.
Are you telling me that you're voting for Shade Man from Mega Man 7 to join the brawl?
Oh no, I'm voting for Ella Fitzgerald, but that's beside the point. But the shade
Interesting.
Microsoft throwing at Nintendo was amazing. But Ella Fitzgerald, yeah, she can belt. She's a fabulous singer, and I adore her. And I want to see her beat up Villager.
With the recent patch and the nerf to a lot of ranged characters, I think that she would fit right in there. I think that would be actually a pretty excellent choice I hadn't considered before.
And as I talk about all the time, Pius Augustus. That's the only choice for me. Pius Augustus from Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. I know that there are weird rights issues. I know Silicon Knights is no longer affiliated with Nintendo or with rational thinking of any kind or trying to make video games. Actually, no, I think they're totally bankrupt and out. I think they're just gone. But Dennis Dyack seems like a guy who would love to have this character in there. I think Nintendo has re-upped the trademark for Eternal Darkness. And it's just, I think, in terms of representing a different kind of quality, it's a heavy character that would be able to cast magic, but also has that cool bone staff. And so like a cool brawler, but like slow magic distance attacks that really could have a lot of variety. And I think that if you incorporated like Eternal Darkness's rune system in the manner of Ryu's Street Fighter combos, you could see some really unique gameplay elements coming out, and you would have to tie in the Roivas Mansion as a new stage. Could be transforming and go through different ages and have the ancient Zelatath pop out. You could have so many fantastic characters from that game return in a way that the fans would just love to see. Wait, I meant Goku. Sorry. I want to see Goku.
I'm actually going to change mine to the Emperor Hadrian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume that most of his smashes will involve building walls, stabilizing economies, and being handsome.
If yours is allowed, then I might change mine to the Hadron Collider. I think.
Ooh.
Beat me to the choke. Jerk. Jerk.
That, you know what?
It's gonna be his final smash. Alright. Fine. If I give...
Wait. But I just want to say, we've seen a lot of really dumb suggestions for characters as well. What's your least favorite?
King K. Rool.
Yep.
Like, what? A crocodile who's a king? That's kind of absurd. I don't even know where that would fit in.
I have to say that Forrest Gump is probably the dumbest character. He has a pretty low IQ.
All right, let's move on to. There's not a lot of Smash Brothers news happening right now. I mean, we're hoping that there's going to be some updates. It's been a month now since the poll closed. We haven't heard a peep out of Nintendo about what's coming up next. However, we do know the news that's happening in our country today. I know we have a lot of listeners abroad, but here in the United States and America, the election season is upon us. It's polls. We have lots of debating about big issues, people trying to impress us and show that they are the best candidate. So I'd like to tie those two things in and ask you how video game characters could help solve some of our nation's top concerns. Let's start off with our own personal presidential cabinet, our Smash cabinet.
I want to start off.
Our arcade cabinet? Yes, go ahead.
Our arcade cabinet. That, I like that.
There it is.
But for Secretary of Treasury, Mario, because he can produce coins at will.
You know, I'm going to counter there. Bowser. Mario is taking Bowser's coins.
Ooh.
That's kind of, I mean...
I accept this.
He is red. It's kind of communist. You know what I'm
well, and we have a Secretary of Commerce coming up, so... Although I guess there's probably somebody who's better at spending than Mario. Mario just kind of takes and takes and takes, and
well,
he gets another life, but...
He never saves them. They immediately go to new lives. He's immediately wasting them on shrooms.
He's got auto pay set up for that. That's a little bit irresponsible.
Well, you know who's really good at spending is Peach. That castle probably cost a fortune, and it's beautiful.
I don't know that.
You don't know?
I mean, I know the castle. I don't know that she spent anything on it. A lot of toads running around there.
Actually, when you think about it, a castle is usually inherited.
It's true, it's true.
Okay, but Secretary of State.
What's the role of the Secretary of State? What's the job?
Secretary of State is essentially the chief ambassador.
Okay. So somebody who's good at adventuring, going out to new places.
I feel like Zelda's really good at diplomacy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point.
She tried her gosh darndest to make peace anytime. To the detriment of her own kingdom sometimes, but...
Although Link does a lot of that himself. I mean, he's always going around and...
He's not a good talker, though.
Yeah.
I mean...
Very well liked, though.
He's very well liked.
Princess Ruto. Who else in the Zelda game? I mean, like, everyone just loves him on sight. Except for those who want him dead.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting diplomacy if we sent our ambassador and they just got there and just started, like, grunting and, like, hopping and everyone loved him and we just kind of smoothed things over.
What about, who am I thinking? I was just going to say the guy from Advanced Wars, but that's actually probably not the answer.
You're much more hawkish than I expected.
Like Kirby, just kind of absorb his environment and really...
Maybe we'll put a pin in this one. Secretary of Defense, next up on my list.
Metapod.
Ooh.
Done.
Can we be a little serious? Kakuna, I think, is the better choice there.
Let's drop rocks on them until one of them breaks.
Until one of them suffocates the slowest.
You know, the best defense is a good offense. So I say Samus.
Samus?
Samus. Seamus.
Seamus.
Seamus. Seamus. And,
Seamus so spacey.
On planet Jebeth.
She has her super cool charge up attack, and then she rolls around. Just like
Maru, or the morphing ball, morphing ball, Maru. These are all real. I think every single one of those was in the first Metroid. For the same thing.
Okay,
they were all the same name for the same thing.
Well, either way, I think she
Wait.
should be.
Maru, is that cat?
Maru was the name of the morph ball.
Then what's the name of that cat that people love in Japan?
Maru. Maru.
Oh, so it's like 2 of those cats equals like a ball.
Yeah.
I imagine that if a cat had the ability to like bat a little Samus morph ball around, it'd probably go for that.
I'd totally go for that. Because he's got a little laser pointer out of her arm.
Treasury.
Bowser? Yeah.
Wario.
Wario?
Ooh. Yeah, as long as he's not allowed to spend it, he'd probably be pretty solid there.
Yeah, he does spend it on dumb motorcycles.
He's good at hoarding gold. Although speaking of hoards, Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Ooh.
Well, if
you could train him.
Instead of bananas.
Just
Actually, I guess he's not responsible. The first thing that happens in Donkey Kong Country is he loses his hoard. So not Donkey.
There could be an issue where if we have a character who's very good at hoarding things, that could create hyperinflation and debase our currency.
True.
And as much as inflation is just a natural part of an economy, we don't want to hyperinflate.
What about the Let's Play money making game?
Go on.
Cave Dweller from Zelda. You go into a cave and I think it's she. I think it's a woman says, "Let's play money making game," and you pick one of 3 rupees, and you either gain money or lose money.
And I always lose money.
I mean, gambling is not so different from
You and I.
Economy. You know what? I vote. I think she would make a very good economy secretary. Secretary of Treasury. But
Is this the best we can?
speaking of Secretary of Treasury, what about the Federal Reserve? Who's going to chair that?
Ben Bernanke.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a stupid question. I'm sorry.
He's my favorite Mario character out of all the Zelda franchise. When you're playing Mega Man games, it's probably Ben Bernanke.
So what about Attorney General?
Wait, who was our treasurer? Is it money making game?
Money making game.
That seems like a really bad choice.
Well, and like Donkey Kong, like if Fort Knox was run by Donkey Kong, it would be like unguarded in a cave in the jungle, and then people just walk in and steal it. I mean, he would get it back.
So who's the best at maintaining a fortress? Then is kind of the question.
It kind of goes back to Bowser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bowser's pretty good here.
You have to be motivated by saving a princess, and as long as we keep princesses away from the fortune.
Like, if Bowser's motivation is actually really...
Well, he's nonpartisan, which I think is what you want.
Yeah, you need to get across the aisle.
You want someone who goes based on the numbers.
I think if you talk to Bowser, Bowser's defenses are obviously surpassed. But if we could get a committee to advise Bowser, if we got him to like raise that first pipe up like a half a foot, I think we'd be solid. Like, I don't think there'd be anything really contested.
So you're saying he'd be good at the contracts but I mean, do you want him on your cabinet? Do you want him advising you? It seems like you need an advisor for your advisor if you put Bowser in charge.
Koopa, Kamek, right?
Oh, that is, yeah. Yeah, Kamek might be my head of state.
Ooh.
A little unpredictable, I feel.
He would be your president?
My Secretary of State, sorry. Attorney General is next on the list.
Phoenix Wright.
Done.
Done. Objections?
Overruled.
Oh. Objection.
You're pointing.
Allow it.
I am pointing.
Secretary you're lying.
Of the Interior.
Villager. Villager's
yeah.
very good at decorating interiors.
Yeah.
What about Tom Nook?
Oh no, Tom Nook provides the interiors.
Who's the walrus in charge of the Happy Home Association?
Oh,
That's Tom Nook in A New Leaf.
Yeah, it is.
He does run the Happy Home, doesn't he?
But does his children?
His children run the shop.
You're right. Yeah.
Timmy and Tommy.
I mean, I agree. I think that the walrus's reign over the Happy Home was a
We've
good one.
overlooked Isabel in all of this so far.
Isabel
has experience.
She's meticulous, devoted, and sharp as a tack.
She's a dog. That's probably like a
very helpful.
Like a +5.
I don't really like reducing my cabinet to those kinds of traits, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, let's leave race out of it.
I'm from a different console generation, okay?
That's not an excuse.
Agriculture.
Secretary of Agriculture.
Olimar.
I was gonna.
The Harvest Moon protagonist.
Unnamed Harvest Moon protagonist, or the Harvest Sprites really are the ones doing all. Well, I guess he's the advisor. They're the labor. They're the working class. Are fine.
We want somebody.
Nation.
We want somebody people can relate to, right? Like he's the everyman. He's literally everyman.
I think Jack is the unofficial name. That's what I called him in my game.
Yeah. Secretary of Commerce. Who was good at spending money? Link. Sometimes.
If you're playing Twilight Princess,
just burns through it on his clothes.
Villager's actually very good at spending money.
It's true.
He's some.
Actually, wait, commerce. This is Tom Nook's job.
Oh, this is
Oh,
Tom.
that's totally
Nook.
Tom Nook.
Yeah.
All
Done.
about- that is all about
Okay.
the Tanuki.
All right, labor. Oh,
Bowser.
now here, this is Olamar's job.
Oh, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
The economy goes bad, just give it a little whistle. You know?
He's excellent at organizing labor.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bowser because he's also very good at
Yeah.
organizing labor, but Olamar's his tactics are much more up to date with the 21st century.
Yeah, Bowser's non-union.
Bowser's come up a lot. I wonder if this is how he gets in those like high positions because he's like good at enough things where people are like,
Real
just
jack
put
of
him
all
in charge.
trades. Yeah.
Yeah, people are willing to settle for Bowser because he's a safe choice.
He's a
Let's
Bowser
throw President Koopa into the mix as well from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
President
Ooh.
Koopa. Oh.
President Koopa, yeah,
Well,
he's
let's
one
just throw
evil
Dennis-
egg-sucking son of a snake.
Let's just throw Dennis Hopper
Yeah.
just put Dennis Leary in. Like,
or Tom Leary.
Timothy Leary. Timmy and Tommy from Arthur.
Timmy and Tommy, they want their mommy. They went to the store to see. They voted for president. Never came. Nothing came.
They never
evident.
voted again because they were caught underage voting.
Vote or die.
Voted.
Health.
What a show we have. What a good
Health and human resources. You know what?
health.
1, 2, 3. We Fit Trainer.
We fit.
You
Trainer.
guys, come on.
I was
Preventative medicine.
Yeah, that's-
preventative medicine is the best kind of medicine.
Yep.
Or
All right.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Barry is a pill pusher. I mean,
Yeah,
I hate to
That's
use that
true.
word. but-
He's kind of in with big pharma.
I mean, we do need our pharmaceuticals, but sometimes the fix is just don't stay up until 5 a.m. every day.
He raised the prices on high scores by like 10,000%. It was ridiculous.
And if I just stand on that balance board for 45 minutes a day, maybe I'll be better.
With Dr. Mario, it's always chill or fever. No other choices.
You have to get like 3 flus in a row before you can even cure one. It's ridiculous.
Okay, here's one for Villager: housing and urban development. So I'm thinking the Villager. He's very good at trying to make people want to live somewhere. Beautification, city beautification.
It's true.
Sometimes urban renewal. It's a hot button issue. He
Oh.
certainly doesn't redline though, and that's very frowned down upon in this modern era, where we try not to have those kind of biases anymore.
Dr. Wright from SimCity, Super Nintendo.
Boom.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was
Yeah?
looking for some character in SimCity.
I was as well. I was like, unnamed player.
The
Like,
one character who's in SimCity on Super Nintendo. I guess Bowser's in there as well. And on the PC version, you had all your advisors and, like, the newspapers would be full of characters, which is cool.
What about that Dr. Wright for Secretary of Transportation? Oh,
Wait,
or,
Link could be pretty good. He
or
runs a
Captain
train.
Falcon.
Oh.
I was
yeah.
thinking Mater from the Cars licensed tie-in game.
Yes.
Thinking that's where my first thought was.
I heard that game was okay.
Was it?
Well, one of them. I think the first Cars game was okay. Because, I mean, it's just a racing game. Like, how much are you going to mess up?
I guess.
I don't know.
played,
I played a Hot Wheels racing game once.
There are some okay Hot Wheels. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking Micro Machines. The Micro Machines games are okay.
No, I played a Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels is
racing
not
game.
okay.
No, it
What
was,
about Mickey Mouse's?
All-Star Speedway.
Yeah, I played a demo of that on a PS1 disc from a magazine like one time.
I
And
feel
by
like
one time,
that's
I
how
mean-
you get viruses
On your PS1.
Yeah, that's it.
Call Dr. Mario.
Okay, what is the most important thing in transportation? Speed, right? You gotta go
Gotta go
fast.
Oh, Sonic,
okay.
right
He,
there.
and he did recently come out in support of cars and hovercrafts and planes. Like, I feel there's a bold move
Okay.
trying to move into the 21st century for him.
Yeah, he's also pro fitness, so he would rather you walk than take your car. And
His health, the stance on chili dogs is a little questionable.
Yeah, he's always saying got a juice.
Ooh.
It could be a little, I mean,
I mean, if you
he's
go,
not the Minister of Health.
Like kale?
Oh no,
doesn't specify, and I don't want to level any accusations here on the air. But,
orange
I mean,
juice is pretty much just sugar at this point, and I will level an accusation. I'm pretty sure he's drinking straight orange juice.
just sticking a straw in an orange like a Tropicana
Yeah.
commercial.
It's like
that does not work. That is the greatest injustice of our time. Is there any member
Yes.
of our generation that did not try sticking an orange straw in? Really, Ben?
Yeah, I did not try that.
I guess you're smarter than me. Is that what you're saying? You think you're better than me?
I'm
Do you
not
want to
saying
go?
it.
I'll for flagpole 3 p.m.
It's go time.
We're gonna stand there and we're gonna look at each other and we're gonna walk away.
Okay.
Mandelbaum.
So this is one that I've been thinking about for a little bit. The Secretary of Energy is Pikachu.
Yeah.
It's a very straightforward. He produces his own energy.
Yeah, you could just like plug him in like a double A. Like, congratulations on your position on this, and you just stick him in the power grid.
Did you guys see that episode of Pokemon where the emergency power cell was just Pikachu's walking around in electrodes?
Yes.
It's just the weirdest, like, the mental images, normally they're like, oh, they're just animals. Like, also, they're machines.
We can just pick and choose in the Pokemon universe what's like okay and what's not.
You know what? Pikachu also is pretty decent at overcoming Grimer and Muck, which means the physical, conscious embodiment of pollution and filth is rectified by the power source. Pikachu is clean energy.
It's very green.
I think that's a shiny Pikachu if it's all green.
He needs determination is all he needs to really power himself.
And on a part that you can't keep in, I was about to say all of the waste he produces is biodegradable.
I can keep that in.
Yeah,
okay.
like, what's...
Well,
Don't you dare say poop.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I don't know. I'm scared.
It's like here at Smash Mouth, we really affirm that all waste is non-biodegradable. We don't want to offend anybody. You gotta
Do not put it in the ground. Just set that on fire. Veterans Affairs, Marth.
Yeah.
He's a veteran of several wars.
Yeah, and very good at forming those relationships.
Strong.
having affairs.
I would have gone with probably Solid Snake.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't think he handles things well.
But I think
I also don't think he's smart. I mean, that's not, as an advisor, I want some, all he does is just repeat back anything you say. Metal Gear.
You're
Colonel. What's that?
You're that ninja.
Otacon. What does that mean? One of your Japanese animes.
Now,
The DARPA chief.
wait, are we talking about the...
I'm just saying lines from Metal Gear Solid.
I was going to say, Homeland Security is next. Secretary of Homeland Security, Solid Snake.
Ooh.
Although he is a spy, right?
He's such a doer. I don't feel like he's someone that I would want to go talk to. That's somebody that I want to talk at, and then things happen.
I kind of, now that I'm thinking about Metal Gear, I might want, what is the guy's name?
Ocelot.
Someone who knows everything.
Not Ocelot.
You two.
Although Ocelot does have a good relationship with Mr. President. No, what's the psychic guy? Psycho Mantis. Guy's a guy who knows things. He knows that you've been playing Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, actually. Yep. I wholeheartedly agree.
So, as Homeland Security, he'll know all of our thoughts. Perfect.
They're at the negotiating table and it's like, I know you've been negotiating with Iran. Oh no. Maybe he should be Secretary of State.
My goodness.
Why did Psycho Mantis go down the route he went?
He could have ran for he could have been president.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine trying to blackmail that guy. What could you possibly have against him that he doesn't already know about you?
Why didn't he ever play poker?
You know what? You actually bring me right to our next segment.
Professional poker.
If Super Smash Brothers characters ran in a political election, what would be the greatest skeletons in their closet? What's going to keep them from getting office?
For Bowser, that's definitely Dry Bones.
Dry Bones.
I think if Mario ran for president, somebody would bring up, the paper guide from the original game and then be like, bricks are actually toads that got turned into bricks. And then everybody's like, how long have you known?
Punching them just to get the coins out of them.
If Link ran, grand larceny. And also vandalism. He just breaks pots sometimes and then takes the money.
Well, what is he going to say to defend himself?
He's going to go, ha!
Yeah.
What?
Zero Suit Samus, indecent exposure.
Kirby just...
Whoa, I don't like you shaming Zero Suit Samus that way.
Zero Suit Samus, okay.
She has a bikini outfit. You know what? Shulk is equally as guilty with the swimsuit.
Okay, Shulk too.
I think it's time for progress in America. I think we need to have a bikini contest portion
for presidency.
That should be part of the debate.
Everyone
if
has to
it's
wear
good
bikini.
enough for our greatest.
You know what? I take it back. Zero Suit Samus, nothing on her. Although she.
Done. Move on.
Oh, goodness.
I feel like this may be just me, but I feel like if Zelda and Sheik were running against each other, every time I've heard them talk, their issues are so similar. I think they have trouble differentiating.
Nobody tell
Split
him.
the vote.
They would definitely split the vote. Spoiler effect right there.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
What about that Marth guy?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in those Fire Emblem games that I played.
What about that? I played all those games.
I think Pac-Man's kind of out of touch with like voters
Pac-Man
these
had a
days.
pill problem in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think his high-profile split with Miss Pac-Man is probably going to come back to bite him.
That's tough. That's
Especially
a tough
with
thing to get
Congress
over.
the way it is.
Yeah. Although, I mean, it's really a weird relationship. Like, she took his last name, but she insisted on remaining Miss, and it's... I don't understand these feminists, right, guys?
Oh, goodness.
And the sound of 1,000 emails being sent reverberated across the land.
Probably Sonic's unplanned pregnancies also.
You know, he had that affair with Sonic that was like, those 3 identical Sonics all getting pregnant from each other is probably going to put a dent in the show.
This is exactly what people want to hear.
All right, so we've addressed some of our biggest questions for the Smash Brothers lineup. I actually went and consulted a great database of knowledge. It's called Google.com. Here you can go and you can just type in things and you get information.
I hear you have to have an invite.
I was one of the lucky.
I was wrong. Oh, well. I've been using Apple Alta Vista this entire time.
AOL keywords.
Bonsai Buddy.
Bonzi Buddy.
I don't trust that internet. I want to get verified sources, so just Encarta for me. All right, so I typed in why is and then the name of every character in the Smash Brothers series, and most of them were just like, why is Rosalina bad? Why is Duck Hunt high tier? Which
It's interesting that text gave you that accent.
A lot of umlauts.
Google has. Anyway, here's my list. Top questions for Mario. Why is Mario Italian? Because he was born in Italy.
They don't think it be like it is, but it do.
Yes.
Why is Mario Lopez famous?
That is actually a question I have.
I think that's really astute, Google.
I would like to believe it's the same people asking these questions. I also want to know why Kim Kardashian's famous, but that's...
Kim Kardashian would be a good vote. Too bad
Ooh.
the ballot's already closed.
Yeah, ballots already closed.
Saved by the
Actually,
bell.
Chloe. Chloe Kardashian would be better.
All right. Why is Donkey Kong called Donkey? That's his name.
Yeah, do you guys know why he's called Donkey Kong?
Yes. Okay.
Everyone knows.
Wow, I can't believe you'd think that nobody would know that, Ben. Jeez.
Goodness me.
Especially the listeners out here who all of them
after
know.
Shigeru Miyamoto's landlord.
Donkey.
They changed it because they thought it would be vandalized on arcade machines.
You guys don't pay. You guys don't pay your rent. In the morning, I'm making waffles.
That's why they can't include track.
A lot of questions about Link. Why is Link left-handed? Why is Link's hair pink? Why is LinkedIn important?
Those questions are questions I have too. Why is Link
I can't
left-handed?
figure out.
When was his hair pink? Was it Oracle of
Super Nintendo. It was, Link to the Past.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some people argue that like the brim of his hat is pink and then his hair is yellow or something. But I don't know.
His
I look
hair's
at it
also
and he
been
has
brown
pink hair.
before, so it's just all on that blonde stage.
Yeah. I just love when people are like, man, Zelda's supposed to be dark and gritty and needs to be serious. And he turned into a bunny rabbit. You spend a chunk of that game running around as a pink bunny rabbit. Anyway, why is Samus low tier? Why is Samus a girl? That's because she has 2 X chromosomes. Why is Samus so hot?
Because she's inside that power suit, it does not have a good cooling system. Not before you pick up the ice beam.
Why is Kirby angry?
I'm looking at a picture of Kirby right now, and I'm asking the same question.
There's also the question, why is Kirby cute?
I disagree.
Yeah, see, I feel like this is falling into the logical fallacy of begging the question.
I feel like that kind of falls into like the deeper, like, what does it mean to find something cute? Like,
Yes.
what in the brain, what constitutes cute, and why do we think it's so?
Why do I want to seek out kittens and pet them?
So what, I mean, biggest answers that I've heard, symmetry, roundness of features, big forehead.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, about
Which is like a baby has like a much larger forehead than,
I've heard big eyes.
big eyes.
big eyes.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Proportional to the rest of the body, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but do the eyes grow with the body, but they're usually typically much larger?
I believe that
Or do they come out at the size that they will be?
they're at about 80% of the size.
Yeah.
So much
believe.
larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think it's really fascinating how, like, all, I guess, mammals and whatnot, there's just sort of a universal facial structure that we just want to nurture, though. Even, like, animals that we should not care about. Like, oh, it's a baby fox. Like, if it wasn't for that cute facial feature, you'd be like, well, it's just an animal. But the fact that we have that makes us want to, like, nurture other things just because of the...
I've seen lots of like Tumblr posts where someone will show like a close-up picture of a spider and be like, oh, look, it's kind of cute when you're like right up against its eyes. Or it's a nightmare, horrible thing, but you look at a spider from far away and nobody's saying like, oh, cute spider. So
Well,
it
some
is a
people
weird,
are.
yeah.
Unless it's played by Scarlett Johansson, am I right, guys?
I don't get it.
I like wanted to high five you like out of like a deep pain, but then I was like,
All right. And why is Fox News bad? I think we're good on that one. I think
Yeah.
Why is Luigi better than Mario?
He's taller.
Now I know how Tanner feels about things.
Yeah. Height.
Well, actually, bring this back around to politics. That's a huge thing. Height.
And being left-handed for some reason.
Really?
Obama, okay, it's either Clinton or Bush Jr., and then Bush Sr., and then I believe Reagan. We're all left-handed.
So like 4 out of 43?
And I believe there's a really disproportionate amount of people are left-handed that became president.
You know, they're
Of the
not
United
going
States of
back,
America.
and they're re-examining historical records and saying, like, well, maybe some of these people were left-handed, we just didn't know it until...
Well, and then Abraham Lincoln was ambidextrous.
And I guess you also have to look, like, the history of the United States stretches back to 1776, or the history of it being a country with a president, which means that goes back to times when being left-handed was a great shame. Like, you'd be trained out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So there probably were left-handers who became right-handed.
Well, even into the 20s, the 1920s.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, most presidents fall under that time.
Yeah.
And even Link.
Link
has switched to right-handed.
Yeah. He was trained out of it by our modern culture.
Poor Link.
Is there anything about Meta Knight?
Yeah.
Because I hate him.
Why is Meta Knight broken?
Well, thank you.
I think it goes back to his childhood.
Yeah.
You know, it's the mask. He can't, and the fact that he's completely covered. They say that you need to touch at least 5 people every day, like skin-to-skin contact, in order to release enough oxytocin to have a healthy brain chemistry. I'm terrified to touch other human beings, so I have very poor oxytocin. But I've been told that it would be better if I touched people, like shook hands, hugged them,
reach out and touch someone
caress them
with
gently
the yellow
while they
pages.
sleep. Yeah, reach out and touch them with yellow pages.
Wait, what? You're hitting people with phone books?
No.
Because they don't
So
leave marks?
aggressive.
Why is Lucario UU?
underutilized?
My first thought was Unitarian Universalist, but that's probably not it.
Actually, this comes from, like, the Pokemon meta
Oh.
of, like, actual Pokemon games that smash.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is UU?
Underuse? There's, overused, underused, never used, like a million different categories, and a lot of them overlap. But a lot of times tournaments will be restricted by, like, what category of Pokemon you're gonna go with.
See, that makes so much more sense, because my only other thought was that maybe this was like some kind of emoticon, like little closed eyes.
U.U. Ben, did you play competitive Pokemon?
No.
Oh.
But I do enjoy Pokemon, and so I sometimes look up, like, if I was gonna make a really good, like, Pikachu, how would I do that? And there's this website called Smogon or Smogon, I'm not sure how to say it, and they have, like, all the different strats for every Pokemon that you could ever want, and it'll take you 1,000 hours to get one, you know. But
My strat is pick the ones that are the cutest.
I am anxious and exhausted with you just talking.
yeah,
Yep.
it hurts to think about it.
Well,
that game is so deep in
I-
ways that it shouldn't be.
Well, I played a lot of Red version, and I got really into it, and I would level my Pokemon to level 100. It was great. Ryder shaking his head because he only played Blue,
I played yellow, thank you very much.
I also played yellow, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about random blue.
Always embarrass me in front of my friends.
You know what, Ryder? When we get home, you only get one piece of Halloween candy.
I'm so underleveled right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, Ben. Please don't tell my mom. Okay.
Fine. You don't get any rare candy when you get home.
I missed the part.
I have a quick tangent. I was listening to one of our other
Sister podcasts,
and at one point, one of the people on there said, "Oh, I always come in last. You sound like my mom." And I heard from them that after that podcast aired, their mom called them and said, "I want you to know I don't put you last, and I love you a lot, and that I'm sorry if you feel that way." And they had to explain to their mother that no, it was just a punchline, and please don't think you're a bad mother because of what you heard on this podcast.
The Tra-La-La Radio Network breaks families apart. It brings them closer together than ever.
You know, to build muscle, you have to break down those muscle fibers. So you need to destroy the existing structure and then build it up from the ground up. You can't just have that weird mom-son dynamic where you're like, "Hello, mother, I love you very much." You need to, like, give her a hug and say, "I love you, Mom."
Why is Captain Falcon so manly?
Because he's handsome.
Because he has a Y chromosome.
Whoa!
Okay.
Nope, done.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Why is peaches so good for you?
Tannins.
Why is peach cobbler called cobbler? This is my favorite one, maybe on the whole list. Why is Peachtree Street closed?
Construction.
Where is Peachtree Street?
Don't know. But apparently there are a lot of questions for our Secretary of Transportation.
I'll email him.
Why is Zelda currency rupees? Which I don't know what else we'd like to do. Bitcoins, maybe?
I would much rather do Dogecoins.
I would hate to collect like 1,000 rupees and get to the end of the game and it's like you have like 2 rupees. Like it's all gone.
Well, you know, that actually is kind of an interesting question because there really is no Indian mythology influencing Zelda that I can think of.
That's true.
And rupees is currency?
There's also no unified culture across Hyrule. Like, it seems like these very disparate tribes that have no relation to each other. And they all, yeah. Well, yes. But they're all like, yeah, rupees. Cool.
Just want a little bit of a throwback. Peachtree Street is a main street in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, you know what? I've been on Peachtree Street. I know
appreciate
that
peach trees because they produce peaches, and I like peaches.
The street's closed and bummed.
Get better soon, Atlanta. We wish you the best.
Hugs and kisses.
Why is Martha Stewart famous? Or why is Martha Stewart important?
That one, I
don't even feel like we need to answer that.
No.
That one's ordinary.
That's just upsetting.
That woman is a punk rocker.
That is a Chunchi problem.
Why is Greninja Uber? Now, that's not really an especially odd question coming from Smash Brothers, because most of the questions are about why are they good, why are they bad. But I found it interesting that Greninja was the only one out of all of these to get a foreign word.
Well, again, that's Pokemon meta. So he's underused and Uber?
No, Greninja's Uber Lucario is underused. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm getting serious answers. Palutena.
Did it have the umlaut?
No, it didn't.
Okay. So it was being typed in by Americans.
I think so.
Or English.
Well, it was also the words why is and Greninja.
Yeah, it wasn't
refer to Amphinobi or something. Why is Palutena so hot?
Probably the large
She's
dress.
close to the sun. She's up in the sky. That's what melts the wings. Why is Robin the leader? Why is Robin in a glass booth? Why is Robin Hood free? Why is Robin Hood a hero? I like the progression.
Why is Robin Hood free?
First, Robin's in a glass booth, and then Robin Hood is free.
Do you think that what's his name? The Sheriff of Nottingham is just like furiously Googling.
Staring at him from the window. Just a second, once this dial-up gets going.
It sounds like somebody who's watching a movie on 8 times speed who also wants to know the plot of the movie. Why are they later? Why are they in a glass booth? Why are they free?
That's how I watch all my movies. I don't have enough time.
8 times speed.
I gotta go fast.
One of my coworkers actually, I was looking up some informational tutorial and he's like, dude, I got this sick tip. you can watch a video twice as fast and then you'll get done sooner. And he just kind of walked away after saying that.
My favorite book, Microsurfs. They record shows off TV with the closed captioning and then play them in fast forward. They're all programmers and they don't have time to watch shows. So they learn to speed read and then watch TV shows fast forwarded. And then they realize if they get foreign movies, they can just turn on subtitles. Yeah, so they start getting really into anime because they can watch subtitled anime very quickly.
I was going to say they could just get the transcripts, but I don't. They're programmers, though. The internet exists.
This is 1993 through 95.
Ooh, okay.
When this book takes place. And when it was written. Why is Lucina so flat?
She's on a TV screen.
Why is Shulk really feeling it? Why is Sonic fast? Why is Pac-Man called Pac-Man? He was Miyamoto's landlord. Why is Ness a robot? Why is Nessie real?
They're so, like, they already know. Well, they know that Nessie's real, obviously, but now they have to go to the conspiracy.
How did this happen?
I would love to see more conspiracy theorists who are like, they're not questioning it. They know. But they're like, like, why is Bigfoot so blurry? Like, isn't that weird? Do you guys think that's weird?
There's a thing in sci-fi where you do, it's essentially hand-waving apologism. So you explain away the weird things with pseudoscience. So you're like, the Nebulian fighters are so powerful, so they only need to press 4 buttons to get this giant spaceship to go to hyperspace. And really, Natalie Portman just had a blank panel in front of her, and she just went, boop, 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 boop.
But just trying to make your explanation.
Yeah, you fit the explanation.
This needs to make sense.
Yeah. It's a fun little mental experiment, because that's how you get your extended universes, but...
That was on the recent Back to the Future 2 day. I spent some time reading desperate explanations of how time travel in Back to the Future makes sense and why they fade out of the photographs instead of it happening all at once.
The weirdest part about that is they just totally expected Black & Decker to still be a successful, like...
Black & Decker's still around, right?
It's still around, but not a home appliance thing. You can get a Black & Decker coffee maker, but have you seen a microwave?
I don't know what brand my microwave is. I feel inadequate as a human being. Why is Wario's nose pink? That's how they drew him.
I want this to be like a group of small people who answered all these questions, and they're listening to this like, oh, the TV screen. Oh, because the Y chromosome.
I like this so much. I typed in Dark Pit, and the top question was, why is my armpit dark?
That's hair. It happens to many young kids your age.
Another possible option, shadows.
Yo, yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog will come in and paint your armpits.
The full
He's
Google
so cool.
search is, why is my armpit dark? Space, oh, never mind, I moved it into the light, it's fine.
Are they typing this while their arm is stretched out?
Well, they were putting on their clothes. It's an early Saturday morning, and they were looking like, oh my goodness, look how dark my armpit is. I need to Google this. Fearing the worst, they walked over to their computer and typed with one hand because they're very good, and then they went like, this is an auditory medium, not a visual medium.
All right, we're almost through the list. Why is Ganondorf a pig? Why is Ganondorf still a clone? As if that's something you're going to outgrow. Why is Ganondorf the king of disrespect? Is that some meme that I don't get? Let's move on.
Wait. I just want to back up a couple seconds here. Ganondorf is not a pig. Ganon is a pig.
Yeah, that's a good point. That always drove me crazy. And like, I was a little late to Ocarina of Time. Like, not drastically, but like, I didn't have a Nintendo 64. I only played it at friends' houses. So like, I didn't play it as soon as it came out. And all my friends are talking about Ganondorf. I'm like, guys, he's Prince Darkness Ganon. Like, what is Ganondorf? I was very confused. Although, was there any reference to Ganondorf prior? No, it was only in Ocarina, right? That was the first. I got so mad when people started calling Princess Toadstool Peach also. I have some hang-ups about video games. Why does Bowser Jr. wear a mask?
Because he's ugly.
Ooh.
Yeah, he ugly.
Burn.
The
I would see
Bowser
Snap when I
Jr.
saw the
lobbyists
paper
are
cut.
not going to like that. I hope he gets included in the next Smash Brothers.
He's included in this Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but I want the next one.
You know who
Yeah.
I want in the next Smash Brothers? Baby Bowser's mom.
Peach?
Whoa.
wait. You mean
sorry.
Peach isn't really my mama? When I get older, I want to kidnap that Mario. I want to get that Mario. I don't know.
I thought you were going to
Super Mario Sunshine was super weird and
It
so
was
good.
bizarre. Like that
That's
hot
my
tub scene. It's like, yeah.
That's the final boss is the hot tub
Yeah.
scene.
Get up the giant volcano, and then they're like, "Hey, Mario, it's me and Peach. We're kind of having a thing. If you wouldn't mind, okay, we can do this."
Mario goes to court and they stick him in jail and you have to break out of jail. I love Mario Sunshine
what?
so much. Have you not played Mario
I have
Sunshine?
not.
Oh, dude, it starts off with like, they're like, "Yeah, we know you just got here on a plane, but you did all these crimes. You're going to jail." And they're like, "See, it was probably you." And
There's a courtroom scene. Well,
Yeah.
not a courtroom scene. They didn't actually make the room. It's just a black void with these pineapple people called the Piantas. Like, there's a judge in robes with, like, the wig. He has, like, Mario has a lawyer.
So if you ever heard the joke that it's like, "Why do I want to play this game?" It's like just community service. That's literally what it is.
Yep.
Is you were sentenced to community service to clean up this island because it was you. So clean up your mess. It's a court sentence.
And then Peach gets kidnapped because Bowser tells Bowser Jr. that Peach is his mama. And the resolution is, end of the game, last cutscene, Bowser speaks in this game, which I think is the only time outside of, like, the cartoon where Bowser really speaks. He goes, "Son, there's something I have to tell you." And Bowser Jr. says, "I know. Peach isn't really my mama." Oh, but then we know who Bowser Jr.'s mom
do.
is.
Let us
'cause
not speak it.
it's Miyamoto.
Let us not speak it.
It was Miyamoto.
Miyamoto, yeah, I want to include Miyamoto.
Look to our Tumblr page. I'll put up the link. Alright, why is duck hunting so addictive?
The thrill of the kill.
Sure, I can understand somebody like liking duck hunting, but the fact that somebody's like, "I should Google
Why can't I
this."
stop this?
Yeah, I need to check the internet. Maybe there's a solution for me.
And last question, why is Mewtwo a girl?
Mewtwo is not a girl.
The people have spoken.
Oh, because of the Y chromosome. Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
What's the next section? After much debate, I have changed my mind about my character. I actually want Ronald Reagan to be my Smash character choice. He's a pretty cool guy. He was an actor.
I agree with you that he was an actor.
He was an actor.
He gets along well with monkeys.
He gets along well with monkeys and Donkey Kong Jr. That's two monkeys right there.
So we
No.
put
Technically
Michael
gorillas.
Jackson in here as well. He has a long and storied video game career, so.
And Michael Jackson did.
Michael Jackson is not a monkey.
He had a chimp, didn't he?
Oh no, I mistook chimps and monkeys. I did it. Now I have to go to jail.
You do. Gorillas, that's one story. Chimps? Have you ever seen a chimp?
Probably.
They're beautiful animals. Who are strong and powerful.
What is that? It's the wizard people.
Yes. It's a.
I am a
Bad
beautiful
music.
creature.
I am a beautiful creature.
Oh, I thought
Now you're Peter Lorre.
Now I'm Peter Lorre.
I thought you were Owen Wilson.
Wow.
That is a beautiful creature.
Wait,
I am.
real talk for a second here. Have you guys ever noticed that the sound that Yoshi makes when he spits out a shell sounds like Owen Wilson saying "wow"? Wow.
Yes.
That's the sound of the key in Mario World.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it is Owen
Dun,
Wilson.
dun, da, 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 da.
Nintendo can afford-
Da, 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 da.
I would love to sing that.
It's really Owen Wilson.
The voice of Marmaduke himself, here in My Super Mario.
It sounds like it would be a great like door closing sound, like one of those things that has the slowers on it. Just shh. Wow.
Who said that? Who's here?
If Owen Wilson was behind my couch and slowly stood up and then slowly went back down, I don't know if I'd be afraid.
Yeah, he's just so chill.
I'm just gonna rob you now. How much you got in here? $100. Wow.
You're doing really well for yourself. Although, see that I'm already too excited. I can't. I'll never be on NPR.
You gotta shout the whisper, man.
Is it the whisper?
Yeah.
Okay. Park the car in the Harvard yard.
Have you ever heard his story about how Woody Harrelson and he went on his scooters to go see Bob Dylan?
Oh.
Or wait, maybe it was the guy, the director.
Wes Anderson.
No, Mia Farrow's.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. I can't remember.
Speaking of scooters, actually, I thought you meant that they were on Segways. In my head, I was thinking Segways. There's a scooter thing that's like, it has the wheels of a Razor scooter, but you just stand on it and then you lean to go forward. They sell for $1,000 a pop. And I walk.
We need to get off.
I walk faster than them. So
Do not hop on Owen Wilson. I saw that technology was being repurposed to kind of fit like a wheelchair thing, though, so it actually has sort of a use.
A purpose?
Yeah. So there's some people are doing good with this thing that just makes a lot of people look like huge dorks.
Like, on the wheelchair pads, like, if it was a
Like, I mean, it's like a wheelchair that you don't need to use your arms to propel yourself. You can just use your core muscles to direct your wheelchair.
I see in my head a lot of little old ladies with great abs.
Me too.
Bader Ginsburg.
Mm.
Ooh, Uchi Mama.
Michelle Obama's on the old hand style wheelchair.
Oh, she's never going to change.
You can see it from those arms.
Yep.
I feel like instead of a 6-pack, it would be like a muffin tin. Like you just have these nice, like soft but firm abs. I don't know.
A soft muffin tin? Like one of those silly...
Oh, like, never mind, a set of 6 muffins, but that doesn't roll off
I
the
see what you're
tongue.
saying.
Where were we?
On an unrelated note, the very first time I ever saw like a British magazine in the United States, it was a picture of Michelle Obama, but just her arms. And it was just the weirdest, surreal experience. Like, I knew that, like, she had great arms. But, like, it was just like, why? Why is this a thing? Why did you take a picture of Michelle Obama's arms?
Why does Michelle Obama have great arms? Because she does.
She does. She works out. She works out.
Same like if Michelle Obama's arms made it into Smash Brothers, that people would probably ask about it.
Yes. Why is this another thing?
Why isn't Michelle Obama in Smash Brothers?
Was Michelle... I think only Barack was in NBA Jam. Michelle wasn't in there, right?
Probably not.
I don't think she's been in a video game yet. I think now's the time. Maybe she was in like the political machine or something. I don't know.
She's in a lot of like young media stuff. Like she did like the people who do Vine reporting where they like take the 6-second video of someone doing a speech or whatever. The White House did something and she jumped in and did one. It makes me feel as a youth involved in politics like I matter to America. Everyone remember to vote for your primaries. I voted.
And follow the candidate that you want to see win.
Yeah.
They need that follower count to be high.
Follower counts are everything. It's basically like if you don't follow them enough, they go home and their significant other has to pat them on the back and say, it's okay. It's okay.
Do you know how many reblogs George Washington probably would have got?
He was like, quote, central. George Washington 2016.
Ben Franklin probably, man,
Oh, he
would have cleaned up.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have been like #1 on Twitter.
Well,
Paul Revere, the British are coming, LOL, #run.
hashtag run. Hashtag West.
Hashtag what?
Miiverse questions. This comes from all the sexy ducklings out there on the Miiverse. I swept the Miiverse Smash Brothers questions community this morning and got a couple of questions from our audience and more. We're going to give them an answer right now. So, Takashi asks, what animal should I make my Sonic fan character?
Hedgehog. It's easy.
Well, that's one of... He has a list for us. I wasn't sure if you guys would chime in with something of your own, but fox, wolf, hedgehog, chameleon, echidna. Alex has a comment here. It's a suggestion. He says that the character should be a shark, and Takashi should call it Jump.
I think that the character should be a slow loris. I just got that. It's pretty good.
All right. Elijah asks, what is your favorite item?
Elijah Wood?
Wood is a good item, yeah. Muscle Boy says, how to get good, please?
How is boy spelled?
Capital letters, space, muscle, boy. How to get good, please?
Try harder.
So, Smash Brothers is a meritocracy. It's just pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, invest, and save.
All right, this next one comes in from, it's that A and E together. I don't know how it's pronounced when it's just a... Yeah.
Like ether.
S-Star Oladipo asks, who want to be friends?
I do.
I was about to make a reference to a really obscure musical, and that's...
Do
the
it.
fact that
Yeah,
you have-
no, we wouldn't want to make an obscure reference on this show.
Yeah. I'll come up with a better one.
All
So you're making it worse. You could just say it, and then we would be like, yeah.
Save it and use it as an answer for a different question.
Okay.
Yeah, like, why is Samus a girl? Just be like, gotcha. Here it
Who
is.
wants to be friends?
Bon voyage? You mean bon voyage? Jayothi says, who are you for Halloween?
Would like a lovely little innocent place to just reach out into the human collective. Be like, I would like a friend. Like, what did you do for Halloween?
I guess I should point out that it's written in the present tense, but this actually did come from Halloween Day, so it's a fair question.
Oh, wait, that paper doesn't update live?
Wait,
I don't have the new Kindle paper.
Oh, refresh it. Maybe it'll...
Okay, put your finger at the top of the page and pull it down.
I love reading things from, like, 1993 when they're predicting, like, the electronic newspaper, which is not that far off from an iPad, but, like, they had this idea that it's going to be, like, the size and form of a newspaper.
So,
Disposable?
You'd keep it and it would update. Well, and there are other disposable versions, but yeah.
Like, the first Sony, first attempt at a tablet, had a specific feature that was supposed to keep it up. So, like, how, most iPad cases, like, they fold over, they do the little triangle thing. But this specific one looked like a folded over magazine. So you could hold it in your hand because it was more hefty, and they would specifically have that a little wider so your thumb wasn't just touching the screen. It was an interesting concept. It was also...
I don't hate that.
It wasn't bad. Like, I thought, oh, it's alright. But yeah, it was kind of like a newspaper.
Cool. Saren asks, what should I call my villager amiibo? And then in parentheses, yes, I got my hands on one smiley emoticon.
Are villager amiibos difficult to come by?
They seem to be fairly common around here, but there was, all amiibo can get kind of tough.
They're all rare if you don't have one.
Yeah. Deep. A couple of suggestions from the Miiverse. Muribito, his Japanese name. The Evil One, or Here's Johnny. Psychopath, or just Psycho. Phil the Villager. That one has 2 exclamation points and a smiley emoticon. And Phil is spelled F-I-L-L.
Oh.
And Mom on Miiverse says Kurt.
That is the most mom response.
That's
That's
such
a
a mom.
good name.
It's a great mom response.
Yeah.
Mom, what do I call my villager?
Name him after your brother. Grandpa bought that for you. You should honor him.
Name him Henry.
That's the last.
Grandpa's name is Henry.
That was the joke. You should name him after your grandpa. Duh.
I've read all of your dossiers.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just your grandfather's name.
And his grandfather.
I'm
Just Google that.
sorry. We actually do have an update from the paper. There were 2 more that I missed.
Oh.
So sorry about that. Zentar and Dustin, you guys had a couple suggestions as well. Why not name it Red Rum? Because of the art for the villager that are on many sites like DeviantArt. And Dustin says, name it Killager.
Henry
My goodness.
Killager.
Oh.
Those posts are so great where their brain is just spilling out too much of the thought process where it doesn't filter out the thing you're supposed to say. Like, hey, what do you want to eat? Do you want like a grilled cheese? I would like to eat a grilled cheese because it's a food that I have eaten before, and when I think about it, it sounds like
They
I would
serve
enjoy eating it.
Grilled cheese at many restaurants, like such as
Such as Denny's.
NC Iraq.
Bringing it back, folks.
Henry Kissinger.
Just remember 2011.
Oh, no, actually.
Never forget.
Oh boy. All right. Bob, I'm not even going to try to tell you what letters Bob used. I'm not going to try to tell you. There's an umlaut.
You just tried.
Why does Aiden keep spamming all over Smash 4 community? I think that means the Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS community. But
is Aiden a person? Or like a...
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Aiden's not. Maybe that's why Aiden is spamming. Maybe Aiden is some kind of program.
A robot?
Maybe Aiden's like an idea.
Like Ness. Fito. Long message on this one. This actually didn't fit into one message. He had to leave a comment on his own post to finish his thought. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but I think most Rosalina fans need to calm down. And I'm not saying all Rosalina. I'm saying that the obsessive ones need to calm down. Sure, she had a backstory, but just because she has a backstory doesn't mean she's the best thing in Mario. Don't get me wrong, I love Rosalina. She's one of my favorite Mario characters, along with Toad, Peach, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Bowser Jr., the Koopalings, Wario, and Bowser. Now, I don't want anyone...
Wait, okay, who didn't you name?
Does it like Birdo?
Okay,
Daisy.
The egg guy. Who's the egg guy in Super Mario? Birdo.
Birdo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Birdo.
Kamek.
And the rest, yeah.
That sound is stuck in my mind. When the shooting.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Alright, let me finish the question. No, I don't want anyone to think I'm bashing Rosalina. All I'm saying is this Rosalina is okay, but most of her fans need to calm down. And Alexandra responds, IKR, which means I know, right? Hackross323 says, her fan base makes me ashamed to be part of it.
So in that post, what's the first sentence again?
I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but...
Keep going.
I think most Rosalina fans need to calm down. And I'm not saying all Rosalina, I'm saying that the obsessive ones need to calm down.
Man, did she trip over herself to make sure that absolutely no one could be offended by, like...
I don't want anyone to get upset that I think this character is good, but maybe not quite that good.
What opinion exactly does she want to get across? But, like, I think this is...
Guys, just tone it down. It's just, I mean, she's neat. She had a little story. She invented the universe or whatever.
Along with every other...
She's just really good.
Why do they need to calm down? Like, what's at stake here? Why does she feel compelled to share
If
this
you're a
information?
Rosalina fan, write in. TralalaRadioNetwork@gmail.com.
What if...
TRALALAA. Alright, we have a question from Adam. Does anyone want Simon Belmont from Castlevania as DLC?
I think this is an interesting point because Shovel Knight was showing really well in the
polls.
at
least within our boards.
The exit polls, if you will.
Yeah.
And he is such an homage to so many different 8-bit era characters. I don't know how... I think he's going to end up being very similar to Simon because he's got influences from Mega Man, but Mega Man's already in the game. Yeah. He's got influences from like other 8-bit characters like Zelda, Link.
Yeah. Scrooge McDuck.
I guess Scrooge McDuck isn't in the game. Mario is. Although there's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, why would you have a game with Mario and not have Scrooge McDuck? That's a good point.
I was telling them back that when they made Super Mario 3, I'm like, where's Scrooge McDuck? Super Mario Sunshine? Where's Scrooge McDuck?
The moon theme in this game. I'll pay $5 and just listen to the moon theme from DuckTales on NES. Woo! That is not how the moon theme goes.
If they just put in that sound...
Okay, yeah, no, I'll pay $10.
$20.
Wow.
Alright, why do some people say some characters are op? Op isn't a word.
No, that's Opie from
Andy Griffith
yeah,
show?
Andy Griffith's show.
Andy Griffith and Anthony. It's my favorite Telegram show.
Oh, Graham Bell.
Yes.
Anthony Graham Bell.
Yep.
Wait, no, that's Alexander.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Oh, like, he was on Veronica Mars.
Kristen Bell.
Yep.
I got there.
We got there.
Okay.
Word association with celebrities. And Alexander Graham Bell. I don't know if you'd consider him a celebrity. I guess he was like on the hottest social media of his time. He was right there at the forefront, so kinda. How can you fix a Wii U disc? My Smash Brothers 4 doesn't work any.
Any what?
What happened? Brian at Cool, please send us word. Get well soon.
Question from JJ. Or not question.
J.J. Abrams?
Could be.
Ooh.
Could be. Or it could be the Dynamite guy from Good Times. Guess who I am? I ship the best with Robin.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Starfire.
I'm glad I got to think about Teen Titans twice in 1 week.
That's probably, people who know Teen Titans probably like that joke a lot better than my UPS or FedEx joke I would have made, so that's good.
So let's get back to Smash Bros. Obviously, it's Robin. There's a girl Robin, boy Robin. They are made for each other.
So wait, are you saying your soulmate is Girl Ben?
No.
They're made from
There
each
is
other.
no girl Ben.
You just haven't met her yet. She's out there. You'll find your Girl Ben.
Hey, any girl bands out there, if you want to go ahead and email us at tralala. TRLALAA.
Guys, stop trying to set me up with listeners.
We just want you to be happy. You
That's
deserve
what I
that.
want
It's
to.
been long enough. Gamer YTP. Third-party DLC character. I like that Gamer YTP put a subject line on here. Out of the three, which character do you think will become DLC? Shovel Knight, Shantae, or Banjo and Kazooie? Now that's not three characters, that's four characters.
Yep.
So, right off, not sure about you.
Probably just count out Banjo, but Kazooie, I don't know. I think backpack-based characters are making a comeback.
Banjo's actually shown up in a game on his own. Kazooie's never flown solo, which is interesting because Kazooie is the bird. Good. Adam asks, does anyone want Simon Belmont from Castlevania to be DLC?
Wait, what?
I guess he's asking it every hour.
What a lonely soul.
Final question we have here comes in from Chris. What's the most saltiest moment you had? Mine is either getting to the final stage of Hard True All-Stars and dying, or having a CD appear but not being able to get it.
I'm very fascinated with the sudden usage of the word salty to describe enraged or frustrated.
I'm glad you said it, because I probably would have just made a very literal joke, and I think we've gone there already. I think we've hit our quota.
With 4 of the Let's Players I follow for Europa Universalis 4, like, they all know each other, but one of them started, like, his Twitch community was saying, why you, I love it when you get salty. I was like, I know what that means already. Like, as soon as you said it, I knew what it meant. But why do I know what it means? What they mean by that?
For me personally, it relates to the phrase salty dog, like pirate terminology.
I think this is, it's like Epic a few years ago, where it's like, it's a real word with real meaning, and it means basically the thing that people are using it to mean, but it also has been taken over by people who I don't want using it anymore.
Now that you say that, I can totally imagine in like 5 years, a Facebook article appearing on the side that says, watch as this guy falls downstairs and gets super salty about it. It's totally going to get to that point, isn't it?
I was just thinking about it. The joke amongst gamers is when you get frustrated, you cry.
Oh, salty tears.
Salty tears? I don't know. But yeah, no, I can totally see that. Like, oh, this guy, like, it's just going to be BuzzFeed clickbait.
This dog gets super salty when his owner doesn't give him a meat bone.
Owners.
I just look forward to 20 teens parties in 20 years from now, where you have a bunch of 10-year-olds who are trying to use the slang of the day.
Dude bro.
Using salty and dude bro and epic.
Dank.
I said throwing shade for the first time here on this show, so that's now on record.
I haven't heard that.
Throwing shade?
A lot, yeah.
Do you know what it means?
No.
So it's a gay terminology.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
To cast dispersion on someone, like, so if I didn't like what you were wearing, I would criticize it, and I would be throwing shade. So, like, I would be pushing you into the shadows. So it's a drag queen thing. If you watch the documentary Paris is Burning, that's kind of where I learned it from. Also, Paris is Burning is one of the most depressing documentaries I've ever watched. Ben, you're a big boy.
Ben,
do it.
we talked about
I'm a
this.
big boy and I can make my own decisions.
Ben,
Ever since that tournament, you've just been insufferable.
Just because you're world champion now doesn't mean you can stop reading.
What do I look like, Green Mario?
You go right upstairs, you practice your dash canceling, and then it's to bed with you.
Nope.
You can't check out of this one.
All right. Ben's a very sleepy boy, and we need to get out of this blanket fort. But all you sexy ducklings can keep on listening to the Tralala Radio Network. We have a lot of other great video game-related shows. Everything from My Brother, and Me Sword Fighter to A Link to the Cast. There's Oh No, Boss and Carrie, 99% Invincible. Mewtunes, Kongcast, Wait, Don't Spike Me, Meta Night Vale. A lot of great shows out there just waiting for you. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on SoundCloud. We just recently put all the shows up on YouTube, so there's no real video there, but if you just, it's an easy streaming service, you can embed it into Facebook or whatever. And speaking of Facebook, Tralala Radio Network, that is our name there. We are at Tralala Radio on Twitter, that's TRALALAA. We want to thank everyone who tuned in for our Extra Life cast.
As always, our music is provided by Bronte Loves Kafka. You can find them on Facebook and Twitter at Bronte Love Kafka, no S.
On Twitter, I am at SymbolJake. That's ATSYMBOLJAKE. Our Foley work is provided by Cutting Cabbage. Our show is produced by Speaking into Microphones. Funny.
Because of the chromosome.
Wow.
we take a joke sometime, bring it back, maybe say more than once.
Maybe, why come up with new jokes if we could just keep repeating?
The time number 10? Come on, go
Skid
for 11.
What are you guys, The Big Bang Theory?
Oh, I'm dead inside.
I fight for my friends. Personally, I prefer the air.
Ha-cha!
Yeah.
Ooh, did I win?
You're too slow.
Wombo Combo! Wombo Combo!
That full quote doesn't work.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
Snake? It's Snake saying it.
Have you ever seen the Moonbase Alpha when they did that? It's like the text-to-speech of Moonbase Alpha. It goes, Snake, Snake, Snacky.
Bass, why must we fight? We are not enemies. That was my Ganon, but it kind of sounds like Bald Bull.
Yelling? I'm trying to get you. Pikachu! Bring pop!
Hi!
Toriat!
Mario! 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 I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
So long, gay Bowser.
We just do this all day.
This is the episode.
Banjo!
Oh, thank you.
Bye!
And podcast.
Well, it's going to make it really easy to put the stinger at the end.
Let's have the silence then, yeah?